All right, everybody who knows me knows that I love my junk food. I'm talking burgers, hot dogs, candy, you name it. But now a new study claims that this kind of food, specifically known as ultra-processed food, can actually, well, it can shorten our life. So here to tell us more is registered dietitian Nishta Saxena. Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Great
Let's
to be here.
break this down. Okay, let's talk about these findings.
Okay.
So according to this report, consuming 10% more processed food can increase your risk of death by 14%?
By 14%. So this was a study in 45-year-olds and over, and it was the first time they really controlled for all of these other factors and looked at only ultra-processed food and how it can affect your risk of death.
Okay, how much processed food is this, are we talking about here?
Well, this study was done in France, and they were looking at around 29% of the diet being this ultra-processed food. That was actually considered low compared to countries like America and Canada.
Okay, when you say ultra-processed,
Yes.
I've always heard the expression processed food.
Yes.
So I'm assuming this is something different.
It's kind of like the next level. So these foods all have multiple different ingredients. They are ready to eat. You're really grabbing them to eat, and they're ready to go. Yep. There's nothing else involved. They have gone through multiple different industrial processes, which can mean they're adding fillers and binders and things like that. They're very refined, high in salt, and very low in fiber and nutrients.
Okay. I need to know about which offenders we're talking about here.
I know.
I've got, let's shine a spotlight on what are the things we should be looking out for.
Okay, so this is really encompassing things like pop, prepared savory snacks and foods such as that, ice cream, candy, margarines and different kinds of spreads. And it's also talking about noodles, instant soups, instant desserts, packaged chicken, fish nuggets, fish sticks, and hot dogs, sausages, and burgers.
Okay, Nishta, those last two there, those are really sticking in my craw. Because,
sorry for that.
Okay, you say hot, but these are pretty general categories, it seems to me, because like, there are really processed sausages out there, but then I could go to my butcher and get what at least appear to me to be, you know, small batch, handmade, higher quality.
Yeah, you make a really good point. So when you are taking some of your favorite junk food and you're either making it yourself or you're going to very high quality producer where it is handmade and you're not going through those industrial processes, you're not having all of those additives and different chemicals added, you're controlling for salt, it definitely improves the quality of these foods, although we want to make sure people are eating a variety of protein foods, not just focused on things like hot dogs or burgers.
And I want to go back, because it did say ice cream, but there are some good quality ice creams out there as well.
Absolutely.
So really, so you're saying, if I look at the back of the ingredients and I'm not recognizing a whole lot of words and I can't pronounce that stuff, that's what the ultra-processed part is.
Absolutely, and if it's something that you don't have to think about and you can just instantly eat it, it's something to think about as well.
Okay, and the more of this I make myself, the more of it I get from people who just take great pride in their work as opposed to factory-produced foods.
Absolutely, and one of the things that you can do is if you want to eat more of those junky foods, which I know you may, if you make them yourself, then you're good to go.
Well, then I'm going to just have to get very good at making them myself.
You are.
Nishta, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
You disappointed me, but then raised me up.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Thank you so much.